welcome back to another Cracking Packs video. I am your host, Mr. Bevers. We got a box of Ixalan here. If you missed the first box I opened it on my live stream on release weekend. So if you missed that, you can go check out that video. I opened up I think the video is called Ixalan Bundle for my patron, Matthew Nielsen. You can check that out. I opened up a box after doing his bundle. His bundle was hot. His bundle was hot fire. If you haven't seen it, you need to go take a look at it. It was pretty sweet. And the box I opened after was pretty decent as well. So definitely go check out that video if you haven't. This is box probably number 2, possibly number 3, depending on what order you're seeing this in. I did another box after the bundle and box video as a battle with a fellow YouTuber, MTG Value Hunter. Go check out his channel. If you haven't already. He opens up stuff as well, so give him a look, see? Grim Captain's Call, Elaborate Fire Cannon, Bright Reprisal, and our first rare is Conquerors Galleon. Conquerors Galleon. It's, and now I will show it off to you so that you can see, because it is actually a flip card as well. It's a 2/10 for 4, with crew 4. And it says, once it attacks, exile it at the end of combat and return it to the battlefield. And it comes back as the Conqueror's Foothold, which is actually a very decent land in my opinion. You know, tap it, add a colorless, or tap 2 and tap it, draw a card, then discard. Tap 4 and tap it, draw a card. Tap 6, tap it, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Just a solid land in my opinion. Especially, I mean, like maybe not in standard or constructed, but in limited it works out pretty well. It allows you to basically get a decent amount of card advantage over your opponents, provided you can swing in with it. And I mean, chances are, if you can crew it for 4 and swing with it, it's not gonna die. It's a 2/10, unless they have some sort of like thing where it's like destroy target attacking creature and they hold on to it just because they know you're gonna swing with it. Raider's Wake, Fiery Cannonade, Imperial Aerosaur, and a Dragon Skull Summit. So there you go. If you haven't seen my battle, or if it's not up yet, you should definitely check it out when it comes up, because there's a sweet Dragon Skull Summit in that box as well. In fact, that box had almost all of the check lands or buddy lands, depending on what your terminology is that you use for them. Field of Ruin, Dinosaur Stampede, Atzocan Archer, and Burning Sun's Avatar, the promo card that I talked about a bunch, because the buy the box packs that you get when you buy a box of this from your LGS, you have to buy it from your LGS. If you order online, you will not get the promo cards. You will not get the promotional stuff. I did not know that, but that is what most LGSs do. If you order from them online, they do not give you the promo stuff. It's to incentivize you coming into the store and, you know, getting that FaceTime with the owners and people who work there, that kind of stuff. Lightning Rig Crew, Merfolk Branchwalker, Otepec Huntmaster, and Spell Swindle. You swindled me. How dare you? Anyway, the Burning Star. It's the promo card that you get, so when you buy a box, you get one, just as a promo. And then if you open up one of the buy a box promo packs, you get one of them in there as well. And they're both the foil, like, promo. So the foil promo of this guy is, like, printed to, like, Oblivion, and, like, handed out to Oblivion. Opt is, like, a $2-3 common right now. Makeshift Munitions, Deathless Ancient, Storm Fleet Spy, and a Shaper's Sanctuary as our rare. Hey, we got a foil. Foil Skullduggery. Foil Skullduggery. Also good, because the first 2 boxes I opened out of the case that I bought, I think they had the same foil run in them, which was weird. I still have to recap it and make sure that I'm correct, but I think it was Rallying Roar, Verdant Rebirth, Raptor Hatchling, and a Deep Root Champion. Another Merfolk man for those people out there excited about green-blue Merfolk. I know that most of the modern Merfolk people who are playing Merfolk generally play blue-white Merfolk, I think. I think is the current color grouping for the Merfolk in Modern. Now, of course, I don't play Modern, so correct me if I am wrong. I would love to understand the current meta of Merfolk in Modern and how it's going to improve or not improve from the new Ixalan cards. Kumena's Speaker, along with Stormfleet Arsonist, as Adzokan Archer again, and Priest of the Wakening Sun. This is an interesting little guy. 1/1 for 1. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal a dinosaur card from your hand. If you do, gain 2 life. Pay 5 mana, 3 and 2 white. Sacrifice Priest of Wakening Sun. Search your library for a dinosaur card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Oh! Foil Mythic Merfolk Shaman. My goodness. So Tishana's Voice of Thunder's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size. When Tishana enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control. Jeebus. It's an interesting card. I don't know if this will see EDH play. It might. It's a legendary creature, right? Costs 7, which is not great, but at the same time, I don't know. No maximum hand size? Seems interesting. And then drawing cards equal to the number of creatures you control seems interesting as well for a commander. And of course, her power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand. So interesting. Steadfast Armasaur, but also Foil Mythic. Foil Mythic! Woo! Seeker Squire, Bellowing Aegisaur, and Sword Point Diplomacy. All right. We're looking for those fake cradles, right? That's what we're looking for. Duskborn Skymancer, Merfolk Branchwalker, Otepec Huntmaster, and Ruin Raider, worth a couple bucks, like two bucks or so. Not a bad little pirate man. Raid. It says at the beginning of your end step, if you attack with a creature this turn, reveal the top card of your library, and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's converted mana cost. So it's a little bit, you know, it's like, you know, similar to like a Dark Confidant, I guess, except that it's a 3/2 for 3 instead of a 2/2 for 2. I think is that, I can't remember. I don't know Dark Confidant very well, mainly because I don't play Modern. So there you go. Favorable Winds, Kite Sail Freebooter, Bishop of the Bloodstained, and Captivating Crew. This is an interesting little card. Very good in Limited. Being able to basically play a 4/3 for 4 is already an upside as it is. It's a good conversion on power and toughness for the mana cost. And then the fact that it has an ability on it that basically is just like, you know, any kind of steal your dude, swing with it spell. I think in this set is called Hijack. Before you would have seen it as, you know, Act of Treason, things like that. Stormfleet, Aerialist, Wanted Scoundrels, Raptor Hatchling, and we got Agurul's Bloodfast as our rare. It's a little flip card. We'll show you the back here as well. Turns into Temple of Aklazots. Aklazots. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but there you go. And so it basically allows you to pay 2 life and tap 2 mana, draw a card. You can do that as many times as you like, as long as you have the mana and the life to do so. And then once you're lower than 5, you flip it over into the other land, and then you can sack a creature and gain life equal to its toughness, which I don't think is really what you're looking to do. Like, I think that if you're playing a deck with this card, you basically want to be playing a deck that has life gain in it, that keeps you gaining life so that you can pay the life to draw cards. I think that's what this is for. I don't think that you want to flip this and use the other side. But hey, someone out there, I'm sure that there's going to be someone out there who builds a deck that's like, no, I want to flip this and then gain life. Dusk Legion Dreadnought, Deadeye Quartermaster, Drover of the Mighty, and Admiral Beckett Brass. Our first Mythic, because the foil Mythic doesn't take up a Mythic slot. So there you go. So Admiral Beckett Brass is a 3/3 for 4 that says other pirates you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who was dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. That's an interesting card in like multiplayer formats, because if you're like, so if you're not the one swinging with the pirates, but someone else is, but you have this, it says at the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent, right? Controlled by a player who was dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. So if it's somebody else, you can steal their thing even though you're not the one who swung at them. It's kind of interesting. Wanted Scoundrels. Glorifier of Dusk. Chart a Course. And Overflowing Insight. There you go. 2 mythics in a row. It's kind of wonky. So Overflowing Insight is like a crazy, ridiculous thing. It's 7 mana, 3 blue, 4. Draw, target player draws 7 cards. I mean, and it's a sorcery. I don't feel like they do this in every set, right? Every set gets that one mythic that you're like, no one will ever play that. Duskborn Skymancer, Deeproot Waters, Ixalan's Binding, and Captain Lannery Storm. 2 mana. A 3 mana 2/2 with haste that says whenever she attacks, create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana to your mana pool, and then she has an ability that says sacrifice a treasure and she gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So not bad. She makes her own little pump ability basically by adding some treasures, and then that treasure basically sacking for a red mana to give her fire breathing. It's worse fire breathing, right? Storm Tamer is like $1 uncommon, so there you go. Marauding Looter and Repeating Barrage. This card, even though not worth much, is very good in limited. Basically having a repeating damage spell that can shoot creatures and or players' faces is amazing. It's a very good card. Lookout's Dispersal. Charging Montresor. This is the card that everyone splashes. Lurking Chupacabra, and Bishop of Rebirth, Mini Sun Titan. So just, you know, it's a 3/4 for 5 that says when it swings, you can return a card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I should say creature, right? You return a creature card, yeah. Alright, so... Alright, let me just do that there. Vicious Conquistador. Ooh, we got a little bit of garbage here. Belligerent Brontodon, Tempest Caller, and Sunbird's Invocation. This is an interesting one. I saw a couple people play with this online. Whenever you cast a spell from your hand, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. You may cast a card revealed this way with converted mana cost X or less without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So there you go. And we got a foil Bonded Horncrest. All right. We're about halfway through the box now. Let's see if we can pick it up a bit and plow through the rest of these boxes. Wait, we got to look for Opt, right? We got to look for Opt. And you got to look for... There's a couple uncommons. The Siren's Storm Tamer is one. And then the land. I can't remember what it's called. Herald of Secrets Streams. This is an interesting one. I was just playing this the other day in a draft online. It won me the game a couple times because you play it and then all of your creatures that already have 1/1s on them become unblockable and you can just swing away. And if they have no way to remove it, instant speed, then they just boned basically. Trove of Temptation. Emissary of Sunrise. Shapers of Nature, very good uncommon for the Merfolk deck, and Entrancing Melody, another card that's very good in limited, mainly because people don't expect to have to deal with their own creature, and if they play, like, you know, your opponent plays something big and nasty, you can be like, I take it, and they go, oh no, I don't have a way to deal with that. Alright. Pillar of Origins, Glorifier of Dusk, Chart a Course, Foil Island, and when the foil comes before the rare, that's because your rare is a flip card. Why they did it that way, I have no idea, but they did. And our rare here is a Search for Oz Kanta. Very good land. It's one of the flip cards. So it starts as an enchantment that says, you know, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library, you may put it into your graveyard. Then if you have 7 or more, you flip it. And it flips into Oz Kanta, the Sunken Ruin, which is add a blue mana to your mana pool. So it's basically like a blue source. Or pay a blue and 2, tap it, look at the top 4 cards, reveal a non-land, non-creature card from it, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So very good for helping you find answers to things and finding things that you want to do with your deck. Goes really well with the, there's like an amulet that flips into a land, and the land, it's like one of the ones that's like instants and sorceries cost 1 less, and then when you use the mana from the land to cast one, you can copy it and make new targets. Wily Goblin, Vine Shaper Mystic, Lightning Strike, and Vanquishers Banner. This is a very good rare for this set. It's very good. It's basically just like all of the artifacts that give all your dudes +1 for specific types of dudes. Dinosaur Stampede, Slice in Twain, Tempest Caller, and a Ripjaw Raptor. Speaking of, there he is on the mat, and there he is right there. We did it. We found him. He's actually got a damaged corner. And it's actually not a damaged corner so much as it's a corner that's not cut properly. It's cut, but it's not cut. See? That's funny. It's like the middle layer is sticking out. It's super weird. Huh. Well, there you go. Quality control, you know? Quality control. Emergent Growth, Adonto Vanguard, Raging Swordtooth, and a Fleet Swallower. I need this guy for a deck that I am currently building for a new series that I'm putting out. For those of you who are interested or are curious about what I'm talking about, I am putting together a new series where I'm going to be doing some deck techs and deck, I guess, play tests of fan-submitted decks. So I have a couple patrons who have submitted decks. I have one who submitted a number of standard decks, and I have another who submitted an EDH deck. So I need another EDH deck. So anybody can submit a list to me, and I will try to put the deck together, and then I will play it. And the idea is that we'll play it, and then we'll talk about what we think worked and what didn't work, and we'll move on from there. Captain Laney Storm again. So we got two of her in this box. You're always bound to get probably at least one duplicated rare out of a box. It's almost always a chance. Also, apparently, the number of Mythix that you get per box is on average down this set from previous sets. Rigging Runner, River Sneak, Savage Stomp, Sanctum Seeker, and we got a foil Unfriendly Fire. It's nice. Unfriendly Fire is a very good removal spell for limited. 5 mana, deal 4 damage to target creature or player, so it gives you the option to shoot either or. And 4 damage is pretty good. It gets rid of most things. Another opt there. We got 3 opts, which is pretty decent. My friend bought 3 boxes of this set, and he said he only got like I think he only got like 4 opts or something like that out of all 3 boxes, and I was like, that's insane. Dusk Legion Dreadnought, Wily Goblin, Bishop of the Bloodstained, Growing Rights of Lamacq Noise. This is the land that everyone's talking about, and by land I mean enchantment that turns into a land. It basically turns into Gaia's Cradle. Cradle of the Sun. Add a green mana to your pool, or add a green mana to your pool for each creature you control. So there you go. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So when it enters the battlefield, look at the top card of your library, top 4 cards of your library, I should say. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. Beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform it. Which is not hard to do in any kind of ramp deck, especially if you run Mana Dorks. A Slice in Twain, Dire Fleet Captain, Bonded Horncrest, and we got another Tishana. Only this time it's not foil. But we did hit the 3 mythic mark, which is, you know... So, on average, I was talking to one of my patrons during my live stream, and he was saying he opened up 3 boxes and he got 2 mythics in each box. So we opened 3 boxes and only got 2 mythics in each box. Which I was like, that's really low. Like, I mean, how? And then another one of my viewers, Kairu, linked me an article from Goldfish, as well as I guess like a blog post from Mark Rosewater that basically talks about, yeah, because they added the flip lands or the flip rares into the rotation of rares and mythics, there's actually more rares per sheet than normal, so the chance of getting your mythic is lowered, not by a crazy amount, but it is, you know, it's still lowered. So walk the plank. And then we got Tilonali's Skinshifter. I hope I pronounced that right. And if I didn't, oh well. Too bad. Too bad for everyone. But anyway, they basically were saying that because of the flip rares, it basically added 20 more slots. So like per sheet, there's 20 more rares than there used to be per sheet. And so therefore, for each mythic that's on the sheet, there's 20 additional rares, which means that, you know, your chances of drawing it are much lower. Vine Shaper Mystic, Imperial Lancer, Raging Raptors, and a Fell Flagship, little pirate ship. Gives your pirates +1/+0, and if it hits a player, it makes them discard a card. They brought vehicles back for this set. I mean, I can understand why they brought vehicles back for this set, because ships just makes perfect sense with pirates. But I feel like they could have probably maybe not brought them back yet, and brought them back in the next block. But I don't know. I don't know what their plan is for the other set from Ixalan. Perilous Voyage, Sky Terror, Dark Nourishment. Oh my goodness. What's that? A Jace? Oh yeah, I'll take a Jace. This is the only Planeswalker I don't have yet, so I'm super, super stoked to see him. We have hit 4 mythics in this box, and also a foil mythic, so this box is like well above the curve of mythics. Now, of course, you know, the foil mythic doesn't count as a mythic because it's in the foil slot, so fine, whatever. But like, we've hit 5 mythics in this box, which is good. It's good as a good box. Because we could have got our foil mythic from our case in a box that only had 2 mythics, and then therefore the mythic count would have been, you know, 2 mythics and then 3, which would have been not great. Navigators Ruin, Dire Fleet Captain, Bonded Horncrest, and Settle the Wreckage. Very good rare. I think it's going to see a lot of play, I would think, in Standard, possibly in Modern. I don't know. It's a very good card. I mean, 4 mana instant speed, wipe all attacking creatures, and by that I mean exile them. So it doesn't even destroy them. So if they're indestructible, they're just gone. And then they go and get lands, just like, you know, similar to Path to Exile. Thundering Spineback, and a Fathom Fleet Captain. So I mean, that's a very good white rare. The Settle the Wreckage is definitely a very good card. How are you guys enjoying the set? Have you played with it much? I've played with it a bunch, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the diversity of different things. I've seen people play pirate decks, people play merfolk decks, people play dino decks, people play vampire decks. And then I've seen people who do like a mix of everything. Like I've seen someone try to do the mill plan, and it actually worked out for them. I've seen someone do like a discard deck, and it actually worked out for them. So I think there's lots of options, which is kind of cool. Dead-Eye Tracker as our rare here. It's an interesting little rare. He's a 1/1 that explores. Oh, that's another thing. I've seen someone do the Explore deck, and that worked out for them. And I was like, huh. I was like, listen, there's lots of things here. There's lots of good stuff. There's lots of variety in the way you can play the cards, which is what I think is nice about playing Limited. And it's been a little bit stale as of late, but this set is pretty nice. I should say the Amonkhet Hour of Devastation Limited was very stale, in my opinion. Air Elemental, Snapping Sailback, and Treasure Map. It's an interesting little flip card as well, another flip rare. So 2 mana for an artifact, pay 1, tap it, scry 1, put a landmark counter on here, blah, blah, blah. Once there's 3 or more counters on here, flip it. When you flip it, it becomes a land that says sacrifice a treasure, draw a card. So it turns all of your treasures into clue tokens, which is pretty cool. Except that is like a better clue token because you don't have to pay 2 mana, you only have to pay 1 mana. So, not bad. Not bad. Sky Terror, Field of Ruin, Dark Nourishment, Glacial Fortress. So we got a little check land to go with our other one. And we got a foil Territorial Hammerskull. There you go. All right, last pack. Last pack. The box is empty. It's time to go home. We've had enough. This box has been great to us. It's time to just call it a day. What's the other rare that we could see that would be of value to us? Probably another one of the check lands. That's probably the best bet. I don't think we're going to hit another Mythic by any means. Stormfleet Arsonist, Deadeye Plunderers, and yeah. Maevrin Fen Dusk Apostle. Oh, we got a foil though. All right. A foil Seeker Squire. And that goes in the foil pile. So there you go, everybody. This was a pretty good box. I mean, foil Mythic, 4 other Mythics, including a Jace. I mean, the Overflowing Insight's kind of and the Admiral Beckett Brass is also kind of right now, price-wise, value-wise. I think even Tishana is not amazing in the value department. It's no Carnage Tyrant, right, in the value department right now. But that being said, we did get the Rights of Lamacq. We did get the Search for Oz Kanta. We hit the Ripjaw Raptor as well. We hit 2 of the Buddy Lands. We hit the Settle the Wreckage. We did pretty well. We did pretty well for ourselves, for sure. And, I mean, the fact that we opened this many Mythics is pretty awesome. We also hit 3 Opts, which are very good. We only hit 1 of the Storm Tamers. We didn't hit any of the Unknown Shores, or whatever they're called. I don't remember what it's called. I think Unknown Shores is the common, but there's like an uncommon land that's worth something. I don't remember which one it is. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Mr. Bevers. Sorry this video was a little bit longer. Hopefully next one won't be so bad. Thank you for watching, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.